Good afternoon, happy lunchtime. Welcome. I'm Chris, this is Gross Models, and this is Wooden Wednesday. Wednesday is the day, and wooden is what I am going to be doing, not the performance. That's going to be properly, authentically Shakespearean and done properly. The wooden bit is the bit, where's it there? I'm going to get used to this at one point, where the picture-in-picture bits are. The wooden bit is happening there, which is there. Here, look. I can do both at the same time, sort of, maybe. Yes, it's Wednesday, so I'm continuing my build. I was going to look up how many weeks it's been, but I forgot, so I haven't. So the many weeks of building the U-Gears model Aviator wooden kit. I shall grab the instruction manual and show you that. Where is it? Where's the front page? It's normally at the front. There it is. What I'm building now, and have been building for the past several weeks, couple of months, is this. It's the U-Gears model Aviator. It's a little flight sim type thing. The little plane there spins around. Now on the bench here you can see the work so far has been the large construction bit with movable flight controls and throttle and bit that powers it. The only thing left to do are the two little plane things that fix onto it. So without further ado, I shall move the camera over to down there, and we'll get to doing that when I get the big bit out of the way. Actually, no, before I do that, before we go over there, I'll have a look at the chat. I'll do that while you can still see me reading the things out, because there's nothing much happening there yet. First in the chat today was me. I said hello and welcome to the last Aviator stream, because it's the last one. Then Dexterous Crafter, Nat, comes in saying good morning. Raging Modeler also says morning everybody. Iron Man 129, good morning Chris and everyone in chat. That's the correct way to do it. It's me first, because it's me, it's mine, my show, so I get the greeted first, and then everybody else. That's correct. Well done. Then Dad comes in, morning all, which is also acceptable. Lee Eagles, Lynn is still around. You don't have to phone me up, I'm up, because it's early morning where Lynn is. Then we have Model Making Mayhem, hitherto known to as either Mumma or Mayhem. Probably just Mayhem when I'm talking. It's probably Mumma when I'm typing, because it's easier. But yes, that's that. We also have, I'm sure I saw somebody else in there, Michael Strawman saying hi all. Athel is around as well. Then Mayhem, Raging, Athel. Sal is around saying g'day. G'day Chris and all, he says. Probably not quite like that, but similar, because he is from the Australia land. Mayhem, Dexterous Crafter, Mayhem, and Mayhem. Mayhem works, he says. Yes, let me get my saw. I'm good at cutting up wood. No, not cutting up, putting it together. I've done the breaking up bit, now it's the building bit. Raging says, I got a tripod the other day. Since I'm just doing showcases, I don't need anything fancy. We're waiting on the first proper video. We saw the first intro video, but we need the first actual content video. So we're waiting on that coming along. Right, I shall now press the button and switch over to over there. I shall get this large contraption out of the way, because for the beginning bit we don't need to do anything with that. We shall be starting with new sprues. Tiny little sprues, but sprues nonetheless. If you're new to one of my streams, then you'll see that I'm still here in the corner, probably just the side of my head, but I can still look at you occasionally. But most of the action happens down here. Now, I have prepared some supplies to help me throughout the build. I have a single solitary knife, which is for the cutting of the toothpicks, which they supply you with. They don't supply you with a knife, obviously you have to do that yourself. I'll put that up there, out the way. I'll put it still on camera, so you're not going to get, cross with it. Elastic bands. These are the last ones in the box that they supplied. Again, I'm sure we won't be using all of them. There's still two more big ones, which I don't think we'll be using at all. They supplied a small tool for the pushing out of pieces, which is quite useful. I've used that on occasion. They supplied some wax for lubricating some of the parts, because some of them obviously slide and move, so some of it needs to be lubricated. A pretty knackered piece of sandpaper that's been used for the whole thing, but will make its final uses on these last 6 sprues. A single paperclip. Now, I've had a flick through the incoming instructions, and it doesn't say anything about paperclip that I can see. It might do, it might not. I'm thinking maybe you meant to use it to put it on the page that you're on, but they didn't mention anything about that, or I didn't notice if they did. And the last and most important supply that I've got ready on my bench now is one that's been wonderfully donated by Candygram for Mongo, thanks Jeff, which is just here to keep you company. It's not for the consuming of or anything. If it disappears off of both cameras at once, don't worry about it. It might evaporate. That's why the level sometimes goes down while I'm building, because sometimes it evaporates a little bit. I'll leave it there so you can just about see it, but not really pay attention. Pay no attention to the brandy in the glass. Right, let's have a look. Still going through the chat. I think I've got things sorted now. I've got chat here, so I can see it when I'm talking to you. I've also got chat here, so I can see it while I'm doing this. So, you know, it's all clever stuff. Raging says the intro is almost done. I just need to record the bass, and I shall start filming soon. I do like it that he's doing his own music. I mean, he's a music type person, so it's not like me trying to do my own music. That would be hideous. Nobody would want to listen to that. But I'm very interested to see the whole thing coming together. I'm looking for royalty-free chip tunes and metal. That stuff is hard to locate. Tunes. YouTube do have a selection of royalty-free music. I don't know, say exactly what you're after, but there are some around. So yeah, he says as he takes a swig. No, you didn't see that. Don't need to worry about that at all. Best to sip on it to ensure it's not wasted, Chris. Yeah, well, if it does evaporate, then I might have to top it up. Yeah, we'll worry about that. Right, we have 6 more sprues here. The smaller ones. The main ones were like 4 times the size of this, so it's really only a couple of sprues. And for this part of the build, we need H1, 2, and 3, which are there, and also A4, which is there. I don't know why they didn't just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, but they decided to put A's on these as well. Now, looking at this, the bits that they sort of colour in are the parts you need from the sprue. So it looks like it's just that from there. So they can go off to the side. I'll put them out of the way. I'll move this so it's not going to get knocked by it. Right. From A, it looks like I just need the big one. I assume this is H1 because it's the helicopter. The helicopter. So, yes. There's a helicopter and a biplane, which are interchangeable once you've built the whole thing. So I shall be building both of them today. I don't think I can sort of demonstrate it on camera here because it's obviously going to turn around and it's quite big. But I'll try and get a video up in the Gross group. If you're not already in the Gross group, then there is a link incoming where you can join. And basically it's just a place where you can put up pictures and things. And on my Thursday stream, I shall show you all the pictures that have been accrued during the week. Chris needs a mouthwash that tastes like brandy. I don't know. Lynn says, Chris is going to get drunk again. Finally, I get to see it live. I'm pretty sure it will take more than one glass of brandy. I did do a slightly larger glass than last time. But yeah, I don't have to go anywhere else today. So I've not got a drive or anything. So it might be early, but it's late somewhere. So that's those 2. That was H1, wasn't it? So I still need some pieces off of H2, which looks like those 2 of those down there, and 2 from up above. So we've got that one and that one. Oh, I've got the whole thing out apparently. I'll try and pop it back in a minute so I know where it is, because there's one more piece on there. Actually, I'll use the other piece from here, and then I can get rid of that bit, and then I don't have to worry about that little bit of spare. I can get rid of that. Then I can use one of these, which is the same number. So instead of using the 2 from up there and 2 from that, I'll use the 3 from that and the 1 from there. Brandy wash, says Mayhem. Brandy wash. Alright, and off of here we need that bit. 4 of those and that bit. I'm pretty sure that YouTubing under the influence isn't an arrestable offence. Building maybe, knives and scalpels probably should be, but I don't think they are. So we'll see how it goes. I'm confident that it'll be okay. So yeah, there we go. Angus says brandy, just like Christmas, but without the pudding and custard. Yes, I have no pudding, and there is custard in the house. But yes, no pudding and custard for reals on this. Go by my time of 9 PM, says Sal. Yes, that sounds good to me. Yes, it's not early. What do you mean too early for drinking? It's 9 PM. Some of my viewers say, so that must be okay. What's the worst that can happen? I do notice that a couple of these are actually slightly chipped on the edges, possibly where they came out, but I don't think it's going to be imperative. It looks like they are a turning piece, but it's only a little chip that's come off there, not enough to worry about. Lynn says, I don't drink, just give a Dr. Pepper. Yeah, apparently American Dr. Pepper is different to UK Dr. Pepper, or UK Dr. Pepper is different to American Dr. Pepper, because that's where it started from. I did have Americans visit and say, what's this? It's like it's Dr. Pepper. No, it's not. So, yeah, I don't know. Right, I'm just going to continue with the build while I'm waffling, because that's the only way it's going to get done. Just got to put those on there like that, and now comes the cocking tail sticks. Now, it says to use 2 and cut it in half, and obviously then there'll be quite a lot of wastage. What I've been doing throughout this build is using less than they say to use, because what you need to do is pop that through there, and then one of those, which does need lubricating, I think, so I'll do that in a minute, and then there's the other bit that's going to go on the top, and then it's going to be cut off. So we only need a little bit of each cocktail stick. So what I shall do is put through those 2 and then cut off the excess, and then look, I've got 2 more that I can use for the same thing. They'll also go through there, and then they can do the same thing as well. So I'm going to use some wax on these, because these are going to turn. They're also going to turn on the inside of these posts, so I'm going to wax these just a touch as well. That one, that one, and that one.
It's on your bed.
Thank you. I have a small delivery has arrived. I shall have a look at that momentarily and see if it's anything of import to tell you about, because I'm waiting on something that might be. What does this say? I have a package from Mike Mountain. I shall open it off camera. I'm waiting on an Amazon delivery as well, but that wasn't what beeped at me. A package from Mike Mountain. Look, live on camera. A gift. I was expecting something, but I wasn't expecting all of this. So let's have a look. We've got some bubble wrap. It's not that. Let me move the bits to one side. Chris is waxing his peg again to make him. He sent me some air. That's always useful. Get rid of the air. Don't need the air. I've got some more bubble wrap. Gemma doesn't like bubble wrap. I'll make sure I get rid of that. I've got some baking peanuts and some bubble wrap. Bubble wrap. I've got some pens. Scaly Models pens. I've still got a few. I shall pass one of those along to the wife, and I'll keep one for myself up here. Thank you very much, Dad. Now for the important stuff. Let's clear the decks and get to the important stuff. Not that the pens aren't important. I have my dad's device, my single dad's device, for my extra thin, so I don't knock it over, because I got shouted at for not using that. So thank you very much, Dad. That's lovely. And there's nothing else in the box at all. We won't mention any other products that may or may not have fallen into the box while you've been packing it. Thank you very much. I shall. Velvety smooth, delightfully sweet. I wonder if they go with another beverage that might be of use. Asda. It's extra special quality. Thank you very much, Dad. That will be tested to make sure it's suitable for use by other people at some point. Thank you very much. Right, where were we? We weren't doing anything important, were we? We were just sitting here and chilling, and it's all fine. It's all good. Right. Fudge. He screams loudly, looks to see for an incoming fox. Yeah, fox will probably turn up now. I've mentioned Fudge live on the internet. I don't know, it's still early. You might be asleep. Right, I think I did this bit, but I'll do it again just to be sure. That's that, which then goes through here, because they rotate around the insides of this. Just like that. Then that one goes on the top. Slightly trickier because I've taken the points off of those two bits, but not too much. It will be fine, he says, hoping it will be fine. It's mostly fine. We've also got to get the 4 sockets joined up there as well. So let's do that way. Squishing each one a little bit more than the one before. Athol just received his order from Amazon last night, so SWAT Series 2 and Bad Boys Life. Bad Boys for Life. That intrigues me. I enjoyed the previous Bad Boys films, and I know this one is a sort of, well, definitely a sequel, but how much of a sequel I'm not sure. Right, it's not actually going down as well as I would hope. I'm assuming it's because of the pins that I've cut the bits off of. It might not be lined up quite right, although it seems to be here that it's not going down. They've definitely started to engage, so it's probably one of these pins is not quite right. Let's try pushing that in that way just a touch maybe. It looks alright, I can't see where it's a problem. It's definitely that one that's not quite right though. Maybe it's too far in, I can see a little bit of air around the outside there. Let's try pushing it outwards a bit. Oh, that moved. Did that move alright though? It's doing things now. Yeah, there we go. Right, let's push that down against the surface to get all the pins poking through properly. Then I can cut off the excess from these two. That one and that one. Now, as I said, I forgot that bit. That's got to go in the middle as well. Damn it. Right, I blame the alcohol myself, but you know. Right, as I said, this is the last of the wooden Aviator kits that I have. Although, it's not the last wooden kit that I have. This is the end. Well, that broke that blade. I'll get a new blade out for that. I didn't think I was pressuring it quite that much, but apparently I was. Let me get some metal tweezers. Who'd have thought that metal would have broken before the wood? Angus is inviting everybody round to visit, but he does live an hour southeast near Wollongong. I don't know. It's all Australia land, isn't it? Right, this is not going as planned. Things are not working as they should. I should be paying more attention. It's Dad's fault. That's what it is. It's not anything to do with alcohol coming in. It's to do with Dad's Dad's device is being delivered, and it's thrown me. So yeah, I probably shouldn't open packages live when I'm doing other things. Right, let's see. That's coming off of there. There we go. And that one needs to come off there as well. Being careful not to be pushing it down the other side while I'm doing this. Blooming cat, says Mayhem. Are you being attacked by a cat? I don't do cats. Right, there we go. That's now come off there. So, let's see how we can get this back together again without it all going pear-shaped. Into the middle of that, we need to insert that. That was the thing I needed to do to make it all work properly. So that goes to there, and then this lines up over the top. Once again, it should be easy the second time round, shouldn't it? Is that not the way things work? It's all the country that wants to eat you. Yeah, just eat the country first. Right, now we're back to where I would have been if I was paying more attention. So that turns, and the bit in the middle turns even more. It loosens up when it gets worn in a bit. Now one of these is a little bit high, so let's sand that down a little bit. Sal says, ironically, we only have just over 100 deaths from the virus, so one of the safest places to be at the moment. It's not the virus that's trying to kill you, it's everything else. Right, I need to get another blade on there because I'm going to need to use it. So, let me get myself my last blade by the looks of it. I need to get some more blades. Note to self, get more stuff. Let's see if I can remove what's left of the old one without it pinging everywhere. It goes that way, doesn't it? It comes down. Let's see. There we go. That's that. I shall dispose of that responsibly. And this goes on there like that. I can never remember which way around it goes. It goes on from the top, doesn't it? Goes on from the top, and when it pushes in enough, that bottom bit just pings down like that, and then that is secure and ready to go, and very sharp. So be extra careful when you've got a new knife. Always be extra careful of it because it wants to kill you. See how much quick work it made of that. There we go. Right. Right, this might take longer than I had intended. That's that page done though. So let's turn over the page and continue with the next part. Before the next part, we have to arrange some parts. So from H1, 2 and 3, that's what we're using on this one. From 3 we need these two at the back. As I say, I do have another wooden kit to start with, although if I don't finish this one I might do the other aircraft. It depends how long this first aircraft takes to do as to whether I start doing the second one or leave that for another video and then start the other one the week after, because lockdown is still ongoing. I was originally meant to, or according to government guidelines, should have been going back to work on the coming Monday, the 1st of June. But things haven't gone as progressed. Shock. So it's actually 2 more weeks. So you've got me for 2 more weeks before I go back to work. The trouble is, this week, I say, assuming this finishes, I was going to be finishing all of the current lockdown projects that I have on the go. So it did work quite well until it didn't. So yeah, hence I have my Amazon list in action, in play, where you can help me out massively by sending me stuff, basically. Send me things to build. Lynn has already sent me something, although it hasn't arrived yet. I've got a feeling that it's a combination of Lynn being in America land and the thing she chose to send me not being direct from Amazon. It might have been through an Amazon stockist or whatever, and obviously can cause delays and things. So that hasn't come yet, but when it does, I shall let her know, and I shall obviously be building it. But until then, I was at a loss of things to do. I did pick up, while I was shopping yesterday, a little Lego car to do to keep me ticking over. And yesterday, due to YouTube paying me, because of last month's extravagance and generosity from many of you watching, I got an Amazon YouTube payout and spent it and a bit more on a larger Lego kit, which should be arriving today. And as and when that does, I shall be building that as part of my continuing series of lockdown Lego. So I might only be doing that once a week rather than the current 2 times a week, just to make it last out, because I shall continue to build, obviously, even when I'm back at work, although it won't be the same time of day. It'll be later in my day, more on a lunchtime. Right, so I need to get that bit I've just snapped together there. Now this does have an end. It says make sure you get the right end, and that goes from the bottom there. So I am going to, first of all, sand the edges of this down a little bit, just to make sure I can slide that on, because that looks very fine and easy to break, very breakable. I'll also add some waxings to the edges to give me a better chance of sliding that up without breaking it. Spids here, can't hang around, but have a good wood day. Thank you, I'm sure we would. Shane's here. 2 more weeks of the lockdown. Come on, Boris, get your finger out. Yeah, it's not his fault. Things can't be sped along, or they can be, but then that would just make it worse. So yeah, keeping things locked down, I think, is the right call. As much as it's a difficult thing. I want to get back to work because I'd like things to get back to approaching normal. But I know things aren't going to be normal for a long time anyway. But I do obviously need everybody to stay safe. So it's a difficult call. It's a call I'm glad I don't have to make. Hi Dad, you're late. No, he's already been in. He's been here before. What have I missed? Distancing visitor. I opened your package. Thank you very much for your package. I've got some of it still here, look. I threw away the packing though. I gathered you didn't want that back. Right, so this goes through there. Like that. So then we've got that underneath there, which will rotate in there. That looks like that. Good. So now continuing the build, we have that and that. It says sand down that, so I will. Because again, obviously things are going to have to slide over and around parts of this. That end, the short end, goes in there. Don't know how far it goes in all the way, but probably doesn't have to. These go into there. I do like that this is not glued. There's no glue required for any of this build. It's all sort of pegged and pinned. So it feels like proper woodworking. Right, so that goes through there, and then that one goes on the end. Now that will go all the way through, so I can put this on there quite easily without struggle. He says, not struggling. Before I do that, I shall lubricate the end of that. I've already filed it down a little bit, but I shall lubricate it at a touch to make it easier for that to go on. Let's go on further than that. I've been here since the beginning, yeah. More pens and fudge. Yes, absolutely, thanks Dad. Steve's here, Totally Scale Models. Hey Chris, how are you? 2 more months of furlough for me. 2 more months. That's, yeah, as I say, it's difficult. I'm enjoying not having to go to work. I can't lie about it. There's no point in saying otherwise. But I want things to go back to normal-ish. So, yeah, it's just difficult. There we go. That's got on there enough as it says. Lubricate the teeth on that, and then that can go through there. From oh, can it? No, I put it through the wrong hole. It needs to go through that hole, which it won't come out of. So let's take that back off of there again. I wonder why I'm getting things mixed up now. I don't know what to blame. It's very strange. I'm normally very attention to detail and pen. I don't know what could be affecting the way I'm thinking about these things. Right, so that goes together like that, and that looks like that. So there we go. The next page, I'll put that to one side as well. I just need 1 and 2 for this one. From 1 I need that bit. One of them, where's my little pushy tool? There it is. That one and that one. And that bit down the side. Okay. And from 2, it's getting very warm in here as well. I don't know what that is. Very strange. Let's take that bit out because I need both of those out from there, and then I won't need it again. So let me remove that from there, then I don't have to worry about any other bits potentially getting broken. There we go. Athol says, just a reminder, Chris and everyone else who still works, you need to self-adjust your pension plans so that 2020 is not a burden on the taxation department. Yes, when I do my taxes next year, it will be sort of manually adjusted and things to get everything sorted. I'm probably going to have to manually adjust it anyway because of YouTube earnings have been higher than I'm allowed untaxed, so I'm going to need to pay some tax on those at the end of the year as well. So I need to sort everything out, but not quite yet. Don't have to worry about that for a little while. Perhaps the brandy is having an effect, Chris. Just saying. I don't know what you mean. It's just evaporating. It's not anything else. Yeah. Brandy? It's the brandy, says that. I don't know. No, it couldn't possibly be. Right, let's see. We've got to put these bits on here. So, let's sand that down. Sand down the edges of this, because I'm sure that's going to be rotating, or have things rotating around it. Right, so we've got that way round. We're putting one of those on there. All the way down, and that's not going all the way down, so let's sand that down a little bit more. And add some lubrication to the corners. Right, then let's try that again. That's better. There we go. So that goes onto there. Then we have both of those going onto there also. Just like that. And then the other one goes on the end and holds them all in place, sort of. And it says to lubricate, obviously, all of everything. Because that whole thing's probably going to rotate. They're like the bearings for it. And whatever it pins into. There we go. So that goes in there. Right. Then we bring back this piece. And that bearing goes in there. Okay, so that that works on that, and that's got some movement to it. That's why that needs to be double thickness. Okay, that's that. Then that goes on the end there, and then the big one goes on the end there, because that's obviously going to connect to something else. Let's push from the end there. Go a little bit further than that. There we go. And the teeth of that need some lubrication. Actually, that does that before that goes on there. That's all much easier. Okay, so then that will go back there and look like that. Right, yes, now we're coming together. We've adjusted to things. Right, now from the next part we need 1 and 2 again. From 2 I need that bit with the name on it, the T-shaped ruddery thing next to it, and another one of those big cogwheels. There's obviously not much power going through these wheels because it's very fine teeth on them. So we need that bit up there, and that one that's the same from down there. Right, a little bit of tidy up time. Talking about bungee jumping. I've never felt the need to experience bungee jumping. Parachute jumping, yeah, maybe. I might want to experience that at some point. Although jumping out of a perfectly good aeroplane does seem like a bit crazy. I've done indoor skydiving, which is in like a wind tunnel that points upwards, which was great fun. But yeah, I don't know about jumping out of a plane. Right, that and that both go on there like that. Then we bring back this one that goes that way up. So we've got the first one connecting there, second one there and there, and those two, which ones? They leave one in the middle, so there's one here and one at the end. So I can start them all lining up, making sure they're all going where they should. That one isn't, because that's not connected through quite right yet. There we go. Make sure obviously the teeth line up when I push that down, because otherwise I'll be causing more problems. Right, I have to go to the end of the bench to push. Most of the way there with those. And that one, and again, lining up, making sure it works as intended. A lot of creaking going on. It's like watching Dad work. Not that Dad creaks. I mean, when he was doing his wood things, the wood was creaking. Honest, I did. I mean, I'd normally be nice to him anyway, but I've got to be especially nice to him because I received a package. Even if he wasn't here to watch it, he knows what he sent. Right. So that should be that. When that turns, it will turn the rest of it. Now, with all of this mechanical turning bits, actually that looks like that. Oh, it's got a chunk taken out of it. It's not broken, it's just got a bit missing off the top. That's interesting. Now, with all of these mechanical bits, the first time they're turned, they're always a little bit stiff and not quite rotating. So if you don't ease them in gently, if you lubricate them properly, then once you start them turning, everything should continue properly. So there we go, that's that now. Mostly working. Obviously the top of this isn't supported yet, so this is a bit strange. But it works to a degree. I'm sure it'll work smoother once it's worn in and once it's properly supported at all ends. So there we go, that's that. That looks like that, mostly. Now we've got this piece, turning that over that way, getting that way into those. Okay. It's looking a bit like that. There we go. That's that gone on there. So that was that way up, that was that. Then there's that that's got to go in the same place into the middle one that we didn't use. Like that, okay. And then onto the end of that goes that. And he's lubricated the teeth. And then it says you should be able to turn that and it should all turn. So this is probably where it's getting powered from. So yeah, that is turning through all the way through to that. A couple of bits are getting a little bit rough, but that'll wear in, that'll be okay. Good, so that's the end of that page. Next up, tidy up a little bit. Mayhem says, stop digging a hole for yourself. I'm not sure what I was saying then, but there we go. Nerves-induced sound. Was that the creaking? Yeah. Athel, I had a friend who, when he was in service during the Paras, lost 6 inches in height between entry and leaving. Yeah. Sal says, I'm only 5'4", losing 6 inches would be horrible. Right, we need 2, 3 and A5. That's interesting. So not 1. From 2, I need those 3 things. So I'll pop out the entire interior piece there. So those 3 things. One of those. And the last one of those, which I left up there. So I'll pop out that entire section there as well. There we go. Right, so that was that and that. And then I need, what was it, 5. 5 for the 2 circles there. Now the fact that I'm taking pieces from the aeroplane makes me think that the aeroplane is going to be an easier build. So it's looking more and more likely like I shall be continuing to build all of these today. Which fits in with my plan. I know plans are horrible, but yeah. There we go, that's that. Right, I have been doing some video editing today, this morning. Not for my channel here, over for Team Inept. I've been doing some gameplay, because it's a gameplay channel, that's what we do. As you may or may not know, I've been playing Half-Life Alyx, the new edition in the Half-Life series. And I thought it would be interesting and fun to go back and play through the previous parts of the Half-Life story. Now, I was, for some reason, thinking that Alyx was a prequel to all of it and started there and then I could continue on. But it isn't. It doesn't. I forgot that whole sprue. I didn't get anything off of 3. So I need the big one off the bottom there. Yes, Half-Life 1 is the first one. That's where it all starts. As you'd expect. Because that's where, without too many spoilers, that's where all the aliens come from. And how it all starts. So, I've decided to play through Half-Life 1. Sort of in combination with doing the Alyx. But I'm probably going to do it as a pre-recorded video rather than live streaming through the game. So, I have it in my Steam library. So I've downloaded it and started playing it. And then people started talking about Black Mesa, which is one that I hadn't heard of. I'm aware of the place, because obviously that's where Half-Life is mainly set. But I wasn't aware of this as a thing. I sort of stepped away from Half-Life for a long time. Well, everybody did, because there weren't any. But you know what I mean. So I have been away from the world of Half-Life. I'm going to use 2, purely for convenience because of the sharp, pokey things, and to make it all just go together faster. So yes, Half-Life Black Mesa is a sort of fan-made but professional remake of the original Half-Life. So I thought, you know, oh well, I'll do the original one because it's more nostalgia and nicer, and you know, I'll just go back and play through that again. So I started playing through it again, and it's a good game. Don't get me wrong, but it really does show its age. Not only graphically. Graphically, I can look past and not worry too much about. I like nice graphics, but I can also play games that have rubbish graphics. So that doesn't worry me too much. But the gameplay and the controls are lacking, shall we say. They're not the gameplay, sorry. The controls are lacking. They don't play very well on a gamepad. It's designed for mouse and keyboard, which, although is fine, I can play games with mouse and keyboard. It's not what I do anymore, and I just find it easier to use a controller, especially when, you know, setting up and streaming and things like that. So then I've got keyboard controls for doing other things. So I had a look at Black Mesa. Was kindly gifted some money on the on a stream we were talking about it. So I spent that and bought Black Mesa and played it a little bit and compared it, and it's the same. It's the game, just updated, so it looks nicer. The controls are a little bit easier. They're better maps to the controller. So I've remembered to put that bit inside this one. This is basically the same as we were doing right at the beginning, except that doesn't want to go on there yet. See, I'm not, because I started talking about games. I don't want to put that on there yet because it's got to go through the other bit. Obviously, that's what the other bit's for. Yes, so I shall be playing through Half-Life 1 in the Black Mesa engine game thing, but probably doing that as a separate stream rather than not a live stream. I shall be doing it pre-recorded. So I've pre-recorded and edited together the first bit of Half-Life using both engines. I've played through the first chapter twice, well actually more than twice, because I had to get everything set up and working and looking good and sorting out. So I've gone through the first chapter a few times and recorded it twice using the original Half-Life game and the Black Mesa game, and so I edited it together, cut it together, got some of it in, or most of it in split screen, so you can see the same thing happening in both games. And I've been editing that together this morning and rendering it, and I shall be uploading it to the Team Inept channel this afternoon. So if you want to do a little bit of afternoon watching, there's that. It's only about 20 minutes long. There's not much to it. I got quite quick at going through the entire level. I may have missed secrets and things, but Lynn says, I'd like to get an Xbox so I can play all the fun games that everyone here is playing. Yes, I'm bleeding apparently. That's interesting. Apologies if you don't like the sight of blood. I don't know where it's coming from, but I seem to be bleeding onto the counter, so I shall do a little bit of tidying up, make sure I'm not leaking everywhere for you. See, there is a knife, but the knife hasn't got any blood on it. So it definitely wasn't stabby like that, was it? I'll have to watch the video back and find out where I bled from. Don't know, a lot under there, but I don't know. Anyway, I'm fine, don't worry. I'll make sure I'm fine. Yes, there you go. That's properly made sure everything's good. Yes, so if you want to watch, So that will be uploaded onto the Team Inept channel shortly after I finish here. So go along and watch that. I need H1. Have another swig of brandy, you won't notice then. Absolutely right, yeah. You might notice, but you probably won't care about it. Right, that one. And another one of them from up the top there. Yep. Yeah, that will be available for your viewing pleasure later on this afternoon, by the time it's rendered and sorted itself out and tidied itself up and been authorised ready for YouTube broadcast. Then it says to put these through with an elastic band. Right, elastic band. One elastic band. Cut it in half. Okay, done that bit. I think this is just a seat belt. So I've got to put half the elastic band through that hole and poke it through with a cocktail stick. That I can do. No, apparently I can't. I missed it. Let's try again. Yes, Lynn, this Half-Life, and indeed the Alex that I've been playing, isn't on Xbox. It's all through the glories of PC. So assuming you've got a PC, you could join in. Not exactly join in, because it's not multiplayer type stuff, but you could play along. You can experience the game. I can't get that through there now. It's because the hole is only just big enough for the cocktail stick, let alone trying to put through anything else as well. Let me use a pair of tweed pliers to do it as well. Angus has very kindly super chatted, which will no doubt pop up for you very soon. And everyone knows that you can't avoid super chat instructions. So he says, quick, have another sip of brandy. Thank you very much, don't mind if I do. It is evaporating because it's almost gone. And I've almost successfully missed the elastic band. Alright, this bit's not so much fun. That's definitely there. That's definitely, I can feel the elastic band stretching and not wanting to go down that hole. Ow. There we go. I think I can feel it straining against it, so it must be good. Yeah, it's sort of coming out the back a little bit, so that's okay. That's gone through there. Now I've got to do the same thing over the other side, obviously, because this just goes across the top and then goes down there as well. So I'm going to need another bit of cocktail stick. Lynn says got a laptop. It might, older games certainly will work on a laptop. The new ones obviously might not. Anyone else buffering? Yes, buffer, says Lynn. It isn't my end, apparently, so it's just me taking ages to do the simplest things. It might look like it's buffering, but it's just me being inept. Get that through there, come on. You know you want to. Hopefully you can see all the trouble I'm having for you lot. some reason that's not wanting to go down there. There we go. Sort of, maybe a little bit broken off, but yeah, that's alright, that's in. So let me cut off the excess from there. Wonders of a sharp knife. I shall cut off the excess of there as well. This is where we find out if there's any more blood anywhere. That goes through there, good. I'll take that bit off the bottom as well. From both sides. Right, there we go, we got a little seat belt. Wonder if it was worth it. It felt like a lot of trouble to do that, but there we go. Get rid of the loose little bits before I continue on. Have a proper drink. Because of the warms. I don't think it would run on a mid-2012 MacBook Pro. The original Half-Life almost certainly will. Half-Life's from 1998. So, yeah, I would expect that will. The Black Mesa is from 2012. So it might do, but yeah. Dad had the spinner thing for about 10 seconds or so. It must be my end then. So, yeah, I don't know. It appears to be broadcasting okay from my end. I can see the little output window. Hopefully it's alright. We'll see. There we go. Right, I shall put that to one side with the rest of the helicopter and continue. I need H1 and H2 for this next part. For H1 I need that bit and the two inside it conveniently. That's the way to design these levels. There you go. That bit. This is obviously going to be the main canopy cockpit area for the helicopter. Right, as it seems to be an hour in and I've not finished this yet, I shall put it to you, the viewer. Yes, you. I need an answer from you, all of you. If you're not in the live chat already, then get in the live chat, because I have a question for you, which I shall be putting to you all live in the next couple of minutes, about how you want the build to continue. So, pay attention, get your thinking caps on, and let me know. The question is, when I've got these two off, I'll let everybody get a chance to actually find your way to the live chat, because there's 32 viewers at the moment, and there's not that many people in the live chat. So, Chris Campling's coming, saying hi Chris. Hi Chris. Sal says the seatbelt will keep Chris safe when flying his toy when he finishes. Yes. I had the spin thing too, all fine now. Maybe YouTube was playing around, but yeah. Prize? No prize. Just a question. Chris, your autofocus is on the blink. I've not got the autofocus on, in fact. I've turned the autofocus off. It shouldn't be trying to focus. The brightness is doing its thing, but the focus should be fixed to where I'm working. Apologies if it isn't. What am I after? I'm after this big bit round here. Yeah, right. Okay, let's get that off there. I'll get these parts off, and then I shall ask you the question. Not the question that you're thinking of. I'm not doing a benchy belly thing. This is an actual important question, the answers of which will affect things. What I need to know is, do you want me, because I'm going to finish doing this after doing this helicopter and attaching it to the aircraft thing, would you like next week to be doing the plane bit, or would you like me to do the plane bit behind the scenes and just show you it working afterwards? Because I can't show you it actually working anyway, because it's too big to put on the bench and get running. So would you like next week's stream to be either the last one of these, like this one was meant to be, because I thought it was going to be quicker than it is. Or next week, do you want me to start on my new build? I suppose before I ask you that question, I should really tell you what the new build is going to be. I've picked up that for the next continuing Wooden Wednesday. It's the model Mono Wheel. It's again elastic band powered. It's a big wheel. You wind it up and it goes. It's not as big a kit as this. It's where are we talking? This is 300 parts, whereas this one was, I think, 900 and something. So it's less than half the size of this. So it won't be going on over weeks and weeks and weeks. It will be going on several weeks, but not as long as this one has. So either next week I do the plane on this and finish this one off completely, or I do the plane behind the scenes and show you it all working, and next week start the fresh one. So let me know in the chat which you prefer. Basically, plane or balls is the question. What would you like me to do next week? I'm happy to do either. I feel like I've put a lot of time into this, but that doesn't really help, because putting a lot of time into this means that you might feel a bit cheated if I don't finish it, you know, live in front of you. Although the whole thing is finished, and this plane is going to be finished. It will work, it'll attach on, it will run. But you know that there's still more to do. So, yeah. What do you think? What's the word? Should there be two of those? There should be two of those. I missed out on one of those. That one from over there. So yes, it's difficult in that I know I've been doing this for a while. Either you're fed up with it, get on with something else, or you want to see it through to the bitter end, see it through to completion. Let me know. I shall go with the majority. So say there's 34 people watching. So in theory we should have 34 votes, which, being a nice even number, could potentially not be any decisions at all, but it could also be decisions. So do let me know. I think I've not got enough of these either. There's another thing up there that I didn't get off. Look, see, because I'm talking to you about stuff, I'm not finishing things properly. So yes, that's the decision that you all need to make. I'm seeing some votes in there. Paul says it's too early for alcohol. No, it's not. It's 9 o'clock in the evening time for some of my viewers. Thank you very much for that excuse. Dad prefers malt whiskey to brandy. Brandy's the way to go. I've tried a malt, but it's just not. It just doesn't do it for me. Right, I think I've got the two doors. Then we've got this one, which go that way up. That goes into there, like that. And that one goes in above it, like that, but down there. Oh, there it is. It didn't go far, don't worry about it. Alright, there we go, that's that. And that is that. Let's see, that then goes there. Oh, that's got to go in the middle with a pin through it. Okay, I'll do that bit, finish this page, and then I shall have a look at the voting. See how it goes. Cut off the ends of that. I figured it'd be cut off the ends of that. So let's cut off the ends of that. Sorry for the wobbly camera, but it's attached to this bench. Right, there we go. We've got a door that opens. Let me have a look through the chat and see what the vote says. Let me pop back up to me while I'm having a look at the chat over here. Athol says it's blurred. Is it? It might be YouTube playing around. Sorry, but yeah, it seems to be in focus for me here. What? Who? How are you feeling? Steve is asking Mayhem. Bench and belly is important, says Candygram. Might need to refresh for those who had spinny thing. I had to. Oh, there you go. That might be the answer. Do the plane next week. So we've got a vote for plane. Finished model is another vote for the plane by the looks of it. Finished model and start a new one. Is that you want me to finish next week? Or start a new one next week? Doesn't really tell me. Sal says, got this far, shows you finishing the plane. I got all day, do both today, says Lynn. I'd love to see the plane for completion. Build the plane. Could do a video of operating the plane with zoom noises. Finish the plane live now. Did I hear wrong? Did Chris off to stream his balls? Yeah, no, but yes, no. The plane. I think it's going to be the plane next week. Build the plane, please. Yes, I shall build the plane next week then. I know I said this was the last one, but this isn't the last one. I'll finish the helicopter now, and then finish, and then next week I shall do the plane, and that will be the end. So that's that, everybody. Phil Bolton says, I just want everybody to know that I really hate canopy masking. Grr, arg, he said. That was not the end of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Right. So, get to the chopper, and then next week I shall finish the plane. And then the week after, the last one of my lockdown, I shall start off with the plane. I finish the chopper next week, the plane, and then I'll get a ball done or started. Right, new page. So we need H1 and 2. H1. I just need these two pieces from over here. Yeah, I thought this was going to be much quicker. I don't know if it is the brandy that's slowing me down, or just because it's a bit slower. It's a smaller sprue, but there do seem to be a lot more parts and some more intricate building than many of the previous weeks. So yeah, I'm happy to extend for another week. So that's that. That way round like that, with those in this side. This is obviously other side of aircraft. That one and that one. Then that goes across there, and then another cocktail stick. See, I'm getting through the cocktail sticks, but I've still got quite a few. I think I'm going to be okay. Another cocktail stick through all of that. This one's tighter than the one on the other side. That's strange. There we go. So that opens, and indeed closes. I shall cut off the excess from that. That's that. And that's that. Cool. Next page. Right, now we get to bring it all together. Now we bring it all home. Right, so we've got main assembly with prop that turns. Seating goes through there. Obviously that's got to line up through that bit. The ending of Buffy was fantastic, says Sal. Yeah, but yeah, I meant the ending of an episode, not necessarily the ending of the entire thing. That's not. It doesn't go all the way through. It just goes through to the end. I was going to say it can't go up very far because of that, so it only needs to go through to there. That's okay. I need parts from one. What do I need? I need that bit from the top. Come on. You know you want to come off. There you go. The big, slightly curvy, roundy bit from here. Come on, don't get hooked on yourself. Twist around and come out. There you go. That bit, and these two from down here as well. That one. And that one. Right. Get rid of that. Figure out these, send them down a little bit. Used to get a bottle a month. Loved it, says Dad. I don't know what you're talking about now. You're talking about alcohol again. The ending of Offer is fantastic. Yeah, I said that. Hope I'm off on Wednesday, says Lynn. Yes, the next couple of Wednesdays will still be lunchtime-ish. And then after that, I'll be transferring through to the evening time, or at least the evening time UK. So that might make it lunchtime US. But you'll figure it out. If you can't watch it live, you'll catch up with us on the replay. Right, that goes that way up. That goes in the bottom there. A bit like that. And that one goes in the top there. So let's try and get both of them done at the same time. So I've got to edge that through into there. Come on. You know you want to. There we go. And then that one's got to go in there. There we go. Right, so that's that. It's starting to look like a helicopter now, isn't it? Look, you got to say that. Yeah. Right, and then we've got to build some supports round onto this. So from here, we've got this door goes on there. Right, so where does it attach? We've got one down there, two at the top. That should be everything. So that's going to add some stability to all of it. Not stability. It's not for stabbing. We've had enough of that, although I don't know what happened. So that's going on there. And that goes on there. I'm betting that we do the same the other side. No, not quite. Oh, nearly missed out there. We've got these three pieces, which are all the same. No, they've got dots on them. We've got no dots, 1 dot, and 2 dots down on these edge pieces. So it says make sure it's the piece with 1 dot that goes onto the bottom. Yes. So that's got to go into there. Like that. Onto there. Like that. Okay. Now the bit with no dots. Onto the top. I'm slightly concerned that I've only got 3 and there's an extra bit. So this one goes onto the bottom again, the next one to the bottom. And it's the one with 2 dots, yes it is. Maybe that's because we're turning the page before we do it anymore, so that'll tell us to get another one out, no doubt. Yep. From that one at the top there with 3 dots, that makes sense. There's that one. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Right. What's housework? I'm exhausted from work. So far I've been lazy this weekend, says Lynn. When you say weekend, you know it's Wednesday, right? I don't know if you're allowed to say you've been lazy this weekend when it's Wednesday. Right, there we go. That's that through there. Right. More elastic band action now. I've got to put the door on first. This door is going to be great fun putting on because we've got to do the bits that we did last time and all of those bits on the front. So they're all lined up. That's okay. Let's get this one lined up. That one. That one. And that one. Oh, it broke. I didn't put any pressure on it at all and it broke. So I shall get some gluing undone on that. I don't think it's a terribly important structural part. I wouldn't have minded if I was putting pressure on it, but I wasn't. Now I'm putting pressure on this bit. So if this bit breaks, I understand. But it hasn't. Actually, I can't even tell where it has around here. It's here somewhere, but I'm sure that'll be okay. Door still opens. Door still opens. Cool, I like that. Right, now there's something about elastic band, but I can't tell what and where and what it does. I think it pulls the doors shut. Well, yeah, I'm not going to do that at the moment. That door shuts quite nicely anyway, and that one is alright. So I might need to come back and re-put those in, but I'm not going to do that at the moment because I'm pushed for time, because I know Dave wants to do a live stream today as well, so I don't want to overrun onto him doing a live stream. So I might do that off camera just by putting an elastic band through and pinning it in place onto the doors. What these little holes here and here are for, but I'm not overly concerned about that, so I shall skip that bit for now, which lets me skip an entire page. 85, 86. Right, so then I need H1, that bit there. I think that's the end of that sprue actually. Yep, there we go, that's the end of that. H2, I need these two skis. Come on. The laser cutting on these parts aren't quite as good as they were on the bigger sprues. It's taking a little bit more pushing to get rid of the things. Maybe the nubs are a little bit stiffer, a little bit thicker, maybe. I get one Saturday and Sunday off a month, says Lynn. It's a Mash Bell C47 Scout, says Athol. Is it? I have no clue. I also need those two bits off there and that one from there. And that's almost the end of that sprue. There's a couple of other bits down here. I assume this is just to hold the undercarriage in place. So they go in there. That one. That one. With that one. Nice. And then the same the other side. That one. And that one. With that one. Okay, that was that. Next up we have parts. The bit that I've been saving all along. It's not coming out. See, again, that's what I was saying about it not being quite as well cut as previous sprues. There we go. That's that. Get rid of the bits. Then we need more cocktail sticks. I'm going to go with all three that it tells me to use. It might be wasteful of cocktail sticks, but it does enable me to get it all done in one rather than have to go backwards and forwards. So 3 of those have got to go through here, just like that. Quanoman says, does someone have a link for Dave's stream? I'm too stoned for web searching. I don't think he's set it up yet, but if you're subscribed to him, it's Butcher That Model. I'm sure you'll be able to find him. You'll get a notification when he goes live, no doubt. I don't think he's pimped it everywhere. Dave's not done lots of live streams recently, so I think he might be behind the times on the pimping ability. But I'm sure you'll all join him. Now that goes on there, with them coming through, and then gets cut off. So obviously, as previous times, as always. Not like that. I should have to do some gluage. That shouldn't have happened. I might need to put this bit aside and finish this off camera as well, depending on how this fits together. Assuming some glue comes out. There we go. It's because it's got that long slit up it. It's more delicate than I thought. Right. I'm helping him set his stream up in a minute, says Dad. It's all evaporated, so it's got to be the end of the stream soon, hasn't it? Right, there's that done. Next up, oh, this is just the tail rotor. I was thinking that was the main rotor, so that's okay. There's no stresses or parts on that to worry about. So that's all good. Right, now, I need this bit. This is the main assembly. That bit, that one below it. That bit off of there that I suspected would be used. That bit down there. The other two of those, good. I'll be there, little Dave. Butcher That Model says, I'm a bit behind the times with this StreamYard thing. I will be going live in about 15 minutes after Chris, so you'll have time to make a brew and have a big wee. Good, thank you very much, Dave. I'll get myself sorted, then I'll come along and join you. Everyone's coming along. That's why you should do these streams relatively soon after us big name celebrities like me. Because we pimp your stream and then people come along and watch it. You see, that's the way it works. That's why I do my Sunday stream after Fox. Right, that's that, and that one. And I think that's probably the last parts for the build. Got an extra one of those on there apparently. So, yes. That's that. Let's get these sanded down a touch. And that's giving that little bit of glue on there to fit. Nat Dexter Crafter says to Dad and me, does it cost to use StreamYard? Me and Lewis were on about it but can't figure out if it costs. It doesn't have to. It can do, but it doesn't have to. They do have a free version. You're limited to the number of hours you can stream a month, I believe, on the free version. They do have a paid version which is unlimited amount of streaming, but costs I think it's $25 a month, so it's about £19 or £20 a month. But it's not necessary to do that one. I do that one because I tend to stream quite a lot, although this isn't using StreamYard now. StreamYard's useful for when you've got more than one person in, and it's very easy to use. Dad uses it, and I assume as by the sounds of it, Dave is going to be using it, because it just does all the connection bits for you. Basically, you just don't have to worry about it. But I think they're using the free version. Making sure I get these the right way round. It just says to make sure you get the right way round, and I think it's a different way round to the way round I've got that one. Obviously. That way round. So you've got that angling that way. Yeah, okay. Get it on there now. That's on there enough. So I've got that way round, so that's got to be that way round as it rotates. And the third one, again, same way round, so that's angled that way round, that's angled that way round, so that one will be angled that way round as well. Like that, and get that on there so they're the same way round. And then try and push them all in, all the way. There we go. Right, so that's that. Now it's a case of getting these on there that way round. All the same way round. And that one that way round as well. Good. So that's that. Next page. Finished. Put that on there and then it's finished. It just sits on the top. Oh no, it jams onto there, obviously. It says lubricate the post, so we shall lubricate the post again. I think I did last time, but and that goes on the top like that. So then we're turning this, careful of the broken one, it should all join up and connect through and let it all turn around. Seeming a little bit tight. I might need to play around with the fittings and the tightenings and the lubrications just to get that sitting in there better. Should be able to turn that one on the end, I think, and it will turn all of it. It sort of wants to, but not as freely as it needs to be if it's going to work when it's on top of the unit. So I shall investigate that behind the scenes. That's that built. It can just be slotted on, apparently. Oh, it's sort of on there, so it's powered from the middle, which makes it more likely that things are going to work. But it's too big to show you that anyway. So I'll try and adjust it to make it work properly. Let that glue set. And carry on from there. Make sure the blades are pointed in the direction of flight. Yes, they're angled down correctly. So as it turns, assuming it turns the right way, it will create lift. It won't create much lift because it's got holes in it, but there we go. So yes, let me pop back over here. Angus does avoid rum these days. Chris says lubricate the post. I had to do it as Paul's not there, says Dave. Thank you very much, Dave. Much appreciated. Yes, my post was adequately lubricated. So yes, that was the helicopter. I intended to do more, but I'm not going to do another hour and a half to build the plane. I'll try and get that working and attach it to the thing and put a video up in the group. But that will be that for this week. Tomorrow is Thursday, so that's not building day. That is an evening with everyone this week, not just the gang. So you're all welcome. I'll put the links up in various social media places just after 8 o'clock. About 8:05 I set them to go live. So come and join in if you've got a camera. Come and say hello, pimp your channels, do what you like. Just, you know, if you're not going to come on camera, come and hang out in the chat. Same place, different time. Friday I shall be doing my final Lego car that I've got. Well, not the final one because I picked up another one this week. But I shall be building a Lego car, a Ferrari, red Ferrari. So come and watch me do that and join in the chat on that on Friday. Saturday I might play a game, but Fox's day for playing a game, so we might not. Sunday I shall be continuing the War Hamster. Monday's back with E-models. Tuesday maybe or maybe not anything. We'll see as things go by, because I've got another couple of weeks of lockdown after this week. So probably do something, but maybe drop it down to one a week. We'll see as things go by. Thank you very much for joining me today. Thanks for hanging out and chatting. See you very shortly over on Dave's channel at Butcher That Model. Find it, subscribe to it, notifies it, and he's doing a live. I don't know what he's doing, but it'll be something. We'll hang around in chat and just chat briefly. So yes, enjoy that. I shall see you soon. Stay safe, keep your hands washed and everything, and see you soon. Bye bye.